SunRISE with Dr. Surajit Khanna, a news bite, just a little snippet of information for anybody from ages 10 to 25. It's brought to you by KhannaForKids.com, KHANNA for kids.com. It's a good morning news message, and we try to concentrate on what's going on in the news. In addition, we are always trying to get young people, like we have this wonderful Diamond with us, and she's a very happy, we're very excited to have her on. Yes, Diamond, with us. If you would like to join us, please contact us, and it's easy to get in touch with us. It's contactk.com, contactk.com. Dr. Khanna is a servant of the underserved. He is an advocate for child safety, and he is the champion of the nonprofit Voice of the Kids. Today, Dr. Khanna is going to be talking about digital freedom of speech, which is very prominent in the news. Good morning, Dr. Khanna.
Good morning, Gary. Good morning, Diamond. And good morning, all of our audience, those who are going to listen or listening. Well, we all know that we are still in the midst of finalizing who will be the next president of the United States. So definitely everybody is listening to different debates. Everybody is listening to different comments, different news channels. So as Gary said, this morning we're just going to give a news bite, just enough, not the whole pumpkin pie, just a little bit of the bite so that you can get the test and then you can go and research and get more information. So today's topic, like Gary said again, is about digital freedom of speech. Well, let's break it up between digital and freedom of speech. So what is the true meaning of freedom of speech? Well, dictionary meaning is the legal right to express one's opinion freely. That's what freedom of speech means. That means, like I said, oh, I like Gary because he looks 20. Well, that's the freedom of speech. I love Diamond, who is joining here. He's a young, bright, and smiling individual, motivating everybody this morning in this SunRISE show. Well, that's freedom of speech. Does freedom of speech have limits? Well, everything has a limit. The First Amendment allows us to speak our mind and stand for what we believe in. However, the limits on free speech are rooted in principle that we are not allowed to harm others to get what we want. That's why we are not allowed to use a speech for force, fraud, and defamation. So that's where the limit lies. Well, let's go back. How did this freedom of speech, who made it more popular? Well, it was Benjamin Franklin, who said, without freedom of thought, there can be no such thing as wisdom and no such thing as public liberty. So without freedom of speech, there is no freedom of thought or wisdom. Indeed, freedom of speech is an all-pervasive facet of the American express and backbone of our democratic system. Well, that's why America is a great place to live in, because it does exercise the freedom of speech. The citizens of the United States are extremely lucky to live in a place that enshrines freedom of speech in the First Amendment of its Constitution. So our Constitution was based, number one is freedom of speech. But to be sure, this freedom is not absolute. It does not cover speech that could qualify true threats, fighting words. For example, regardless, freedom of speech protection in America are very broad. Even when compared to other democracies, we go around the world and you will see that affording protection to controversial, offensive, and even hate speech is prohibited. Well, one other thing before we jump into, as I said, we are dividing into digital freedom of speech and freedom of speech and digitalization. Well, a common question arises, kids, that is freedom of speech a human right? Is that a human right for us? Well, Article 10 of the Human Rights Act, it talks about freedom of expression. Everyone has the right to freedom of expression. This right shall include freedom to hold opinions and to receive and impart information and ideas without interference by public authority and regardless of frontiers. Well, yes, freedom of right, a human right has some jurisdiction on the freedom of speech. So now we know that freedom of speech, what does it say and where does the limit is? Well, in the age of social media, what we have to do is we have to look at expand the reach of the First Amendment. Well, the First Amendment only limits governmental actors, right? Federal, state, and local. But there are good reasons why this should be changed. Certain powerful private entities, particularly in the social networking sites, such as Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all such social media sites can limit, control, and censor speech as much as more than governmental entities. So that is a true example of freedom of speech. A society that cares for the protection of free expression needs to recognize that the time has come to extend the reach of the First Amendment to cover these powerful private entities that have ensured in a revolution in the terms of communication capabilities. That's exactly what we are doing in this SunRISE News Bite. It is a freedom of speech. I would like to give my opinion to keep all the children motivated. I like to take advantage of this freedom of speech and encourage all the children or juveniles or young adults, those who are getting released from incarceration or those who are having a hard time, think that there is no hope in the life. Well, we are using this platform to motivate them. So this is a right example of utilizing correctly the freedom of speech through the social media ground. Well, it is very nice to have a wonderful guest in our show today is Diamond. She is from Pennsylvania, and she's from the famous city called Norristown, and also brotherly love city, Philadelphia. So, Diamond,
Yes.
what do you think about digital freedom of speech? How can you relate? Because you are a young, bright student of Temple University. So how do you, I'm advertising Temple University here. Okay. So what do you think about your message or your opinion about digital freedom of speech?
Well, nowadays I feel like sometimes the media for freedom of speech, it gets really difficult to like say what you want to say nowadays. Because people are very very sensitive, I feel like. And I'm not saying that that's like a bad thing, because people, like, I feel like nowadays people are able to express how they feel and how they feel about certain situations, but then it gets to an extent where that some people don't like how someone says it, and then it gets to a point where it's like, was that okay to say, was that not okay to say? And then it becomes like they're not able to speak freely how they want to. I guess an example would be like how this election is going, and someone doesn't like a certain candidate and they talk about that candidate. Some people are sensitive about how one person is, like how the one candidate is, and then they're just like they start to point fingers and it becomes argumentative, and then it's goes to a point where then someone has to be taken down or blocked or something. It's like, well, was that my freedom of speech? So it's very like a thin line nowadays, how like it is. Back in the day when I used to be on like Facebook and stuff, like we were able to say a lot of things, and then it became to a point where it was like, was that bullying, or was that like, it's like, yeah. So like it just becomes like, it's very thin line now, and it's very like sensitive and how things are, and I don't think it's like how it used to be with the freedom of media. You can say and think and say and post whatever you want. Like, yeah, certain pictures get taken down nowadays if like you have a certain sign in the back or something. I'm not saying like, a gang sign or whatever, but like certain things that people don't like that they like, they're just like, I don't like that, take it down. It's like, wait, that's nothing, that doesn't hurt anybody, doesn't do anything because you don't like it. Sometimes it just, you can literally be like, we don't like that, we want that down, and it happens, and then you can have to repost it. That's like, it wasn't against like community guidelines. It's like a lot of things that's happening nowadays.
That's a very good point you're bringing up, because I think everybody in the audience need to understand that freedom of speech and digital freedom of speech, it does, if we don't have the limitation, then it goes to, you brought up a point called cyberbullying. Okay, this is the adverse of misusing freedom of speech in the internet. And you are absolutely right. And we just spoke about what is the limitation. Well, if this, whatever we are talking, if it is not hurting anybody, if it is not a false accusation on anybody, then we all have the right to express our opinion on anything. Okay, so we just spoke about human rights. So this is one of the element of human rights, is freedom of expression. So Diamond, I really appreciate the way you are thinking. So you as a young adult, and you saw that we are very much into lately about the juvenile post-incarceration activities. So what is your opinion, that do you think the juveniles, those who are incarcerated, and then when they get released, they should get a second chance in their life, or they should be completely be rejected by the society? They should be stamped with a digital emblem saying, oh, he or she is a criminal, okay, rest of the life, and they don't have anything rest of the life to do. What do you think? How do you see the juveniles should be treated when they get released from the jail?
I know, well, like personally, I know a lot of people that actually have been to prison and detention centers like throughout their entire lives. And I like truly believe that everyone deserves second chances, or even chances in general. Like, I know like there's a certain extent, like people are like, oh, it's over, but like I just feel like everyone deserves a chance to like to like change their life. And also just like be accepted, like by everyone, not even just like society, but like by their families and things like that. Because I know like I know personally like people like come out of prison, like still young, come out of prison, and like their family still like dishonors them because like what they've done or like things like that. And I just feel as though like it's not like I feel like family and friends are like the first like thing that actually help you like help you be better. So like I just feel like the like being able to come out and actually having support truly does help help a juvenile, because throughout their entire lives like they're just continually having to go back. I know like there's like statistics about it, like school to prison pipeline, things like that, and like constantly like being incarcerated does change your mental and things like that. So like I love I was looking at your what is this, your website, and how like you have these programs
I think,
and how like the driving to school thing and like the relative thing. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I think you were blocking out, you were freezing up there, but you
Oh, am
did,
I freezing? Oh,
you
Okay, now
did,
you're fine. Now you're fine.
yes, you're talking
oh,
about,
okay.
you're talking about our website, and you're talking about a couple of things that Dr. Khanna's been doing. He's been involved with the juvenile justice reform, and please go there. We've just yesterday put up a presentation he put together on juvenile justice reform, and just go to the website, and the left-hand side says juvenile reform, and you can click and see his website, khannaforkids.com. And we're pretty excited, Dr. Khanna. You probably have some background in this, Diamond. He has been a mentor to young people and to also professional people. And he's just launched on his website, Inspire, how to inspire people. And he's putting together a way to help inspire young people. And, he has a lot of experience in business and even professional business. So please, if you get a chance, go and you can check out the Inspire screen. I'm going to share it here just so you can see it real quick. You see that what he's doing. So we're excited about those two things. And we are excited about our talk today, Dr. Khanna. It was very exciting about talking about digital freedom of speech. We're not sure what the answer is. There's so many arguments on both sides, but we're very concerned that we do continue to have freedom of speech. Whether it's bullying, that's not freedom of speech. Inciting riots, that's not freedom of speech. But an individual thing where you're not hurting people and you're just giving your opinion, yes. Dr. Khanna, did you want to close with anything?
Well, I would like Diamond to give a closing message to all the young adults in regards to how they should not give up hope in their life. So, Diamond, what would you like to tell your young adults? Okay, what kind of message would you like to give to them today, this morning? It's a Friday morning, beautiful Friday. The country is going and still struggling to find the next leader. Okay, so, but they want so please tell us the last closing message for this morning.
My message to young adults that that are struggling at all, like especially me during school during this coronavirus, I want to say like things are hard right now. Things get hard, but like that doesn't mean to stop and stop. Just don't stop because you got a really bad grade on that quiz, or don't stop because you don't feel like no one's there to support you through the things that you want to do. Like I feel as though there's someone out there, and just reach out anytime to anybody. I feel like Surajit, I've known you since I was graduating. I was going into college my freshman year, and truly like you've helped me like meet so many people and like really let me see like the law and things like that. And I really appreciate it. And I'm so glad that I'm still in touch with you to this day. Like, even though we haven't talked for a long time, but we've talked here and there, and I really appreciate it. And so like just try to keep people in your life and just say good morning and how are you, and literally like just that can help somebody and feel supported. So for sure, like young adults, if you feel as though you don't have someone, like you can just reach out to Surajit. I bet you he'll definitely email you back or hit you back. But yeah, try to get in touch with anybody, and definitely there's someone out there that will help support you anytime, because there are people out there that really want people to succeed in life, and for sure. If you need help, there's people out there for sure.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Diamond. It is so sweet of you to tell that. But well, that's the reason why we have launched this program, so that we can reach out to anybody who wants, because life is very precious and life is full of struggle. Without struggle, you would not have a life. So, but there is always light at the end of the tunnel. All you have to do is come and go through the tunnel, and there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. So young adults, kids, children of any age, please do not give up hope. I know this is pandemic time, very depressing. I know this is election time, very depressing, because everything is confusing. What is going to happen to the future? Students are baffled. What is going to happen to my student loan? What is going to happen after this? Thanksgiving is coming, Christmas is coming. Nobody knows what to do. So please do not give up hope. Like Diamond said, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to Gary. In fact, you can also reach out to Diamond. Diamond knows how to get connected to us. So please do not give up hope. There is always hope in life, so that you can be successful. And everybody deserves a chance. God has given us chance every single moment. We make mistakes every single moment. So God is giving us chance after chance. So we have to give everybody a chance to move forward in the life. And Gary, please.
Thank you very much. Listen, we talked a couple of times about contacting us. Contactk.com. Fill out the form. We'll get back in touch with you. It's the easiest way to get in contact with Dr. Khanna. Contactk.com. And Diamond, I want you to go to this website called inspireyourbestlife.com. Inspireyourbestlife.com. Because what you said about Dr. Khanna is very true, and we're trying to help other people. We're trying to help those getting out of prison with the Reformation Act, but we're also trying to mentor those who are we've been just hearing so many issues with young people with it being locked up and not being in school. There's a lot of frustration out there. So contact us, contact Kay. And if you have a friend that would like to join us on this morning show, please let us know. We're here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, about 9 o'clock. SunRISE with Dr. Khanna, a news bite just for you. Anybody from ages 10 to 25, whatever the news is of the day, we talk about it. Thank you, Diamond. You were a fantastic guest. I'd love to have you on again. And without any more background here, thank you very much and good day.
Thank you very much, Diamond. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, everybody. God